Welcome to Instrumentation and Control channel. In this video, I will show you how to configure a mag flow meter. What are the basic parameters you have to give first to take in line? What are the diagnostic features we can apply using heart? What is stream? You can refer to my another video mag flow theory for basic knowledge and heart 375 or 475 communicator video if you face any problem in this video. Please let me know your suggestion or comments in comment section. Don't forget to subscribe my channel for upcoming videos and like it. Okay, let's start. So first you have to connect heart communicator across the mag flow terminals or in the loop. I already described it my another video heart communicator. In online 250 ohms is not required. Remember 250 ohms is not required in online. In offline or in bench 250 ohms is required to match the impedance. These are the heart menu tree for mag flow meter. There are a lot of mag flow meter in the market. Manufacturer's parameter name can differ, but the basic never changes. I will cover basic setup, detailed setup, diagnostic and trim part in this video. So what is the process variable or PV? It can be flow, analog output, totalizer or other variable like pulse output in mag flow meter. Flow is the primary parameter what we want to measure first. Analog output according flow can be second parameter. Totalizer, which is nothing but the total flow, it can be start, stop or reset to 0. So now we will put the basic parameters in basic setup. Already I have mentioned it in my another video, heart communicator video, so you can refer to that to clear the basic first. So now we will enter the basic parameter in basic setup. After entering the basic setup, you have to first give the tag number of the instrument. Now give the flow rate unit like meter cube per hour or liter or gallon, etc. Now give the flow rate unit, for example meter cube per hour. Now give upper range value. I already explained it. What is the upper range value or URV? It is nothing but the maximum range. For example, if your flow meter have the range around 0 to 1000 meter cube per hour, then you have to put the 1000 in URV and 0 in LRV, that is low range value. LRV is low range value. The next step is we have to give the line size or tube size, that is the line where we will install the mag flow meter. Suppose for example it can be 8 inch, just it is for the example. So you have to give your line size here. So now we have to give the tube calibration number. The tube calibration number is 16-digit number used to identify the flow tubes which was calibrated at the factory. It is an identical number. The number provides the number displayed on the transmitter must match the calibration number exactly. It should match. So the next step is damping. It is the response time. The unit is in second. The typical response time or damping usually given is 2 or 4 seconds. It can be 2, 4, 6, 8, etc. Suppose your flow is fluctuating more, so you have to increase the damping. Decreasing damping will may cause the fluctuation. So remember, after putting all the parameters in the basic setup, you have to send it by pressing the send button. The send button pressing means it will send the all parameter you have changed to the transmitter or your mag flow meter. Now we will set up the detailed setup. So in detailed setup, first we have to scale the pulse output. You have to calculate it for your application. Suppose, for example, you want to pulse every time 0.01 gallons pass through your flow tube, and the flow rate is 1,000 gallon per minute. So now how we can calculate the pulse output? We have to divide the URV, upper range value, that we have selected earlier by 0.01 gallon per pulse and 60 second per minute, and the result will be around 1666.65 Hertz. So the full scale limit of pulse output will be 1666.6 Hertz. The high limit value may vary manufacturer to manufacturer. Remember it. For immersion, it is typically 1000 Hertz. So your pulse output should be less than 1000 Hertz. So now you have to set the auxiliary output contact. In this contact, you can choose between reverse flow or zero flow. It means if the flow direction changes, suppose you have installed a magnetic flow meter in a particular direction referring to the arrow marked in your mag flow meter, but for some reason flow is in reverse direction, so in that case it will change the contact. Or you can choose the no flow. That means what? The no flow means if your line is empty, nothing is flowing in the through the flow meter, in that case also output, that auxiliary output will change over. So the next step is to set the totalizer. If required, it may be required or may not be required in your application. So totalizer means the gross total flowing through the flow meter. You can stop it, the totalizer, or start it, or you can reset it to the zero value. Now you have to put the low cutoff value. It is very important parameter. It is the value below which output will be 0. Suppose you have set the low cutoff value is 10%. That means below 10% flow the display or your output will be 0. Now you have to give the coil frequency. The default is 6 Hz, or it may vary. It may vary from magnetic flow meter to magnetic flow meter. That is depends on the manufacturer. So typical value for the coil frequency in case of immersion is 6 Hz. Don't change it unless you have required it. Otherwise, never change it. It is keep it in default value. So now all the basic parameter you have set, you can give the mag flow meter in line. Now we will go for the diagnostic tool, which is very important to solve your or troubleshoot your problems in case of
It is very simple. By this features you can test the analog output. If you give 4 milliamps, it should show 0 in DC or controller. If you give 20 milliamps, it will show the URV in DC. Now pulse output test. Now the transmitter test. In this test it will check the display, RAM, ROM.
So now we will discuss one important parameter, that is zero trim. It is very much important. Suppose if there is a difference between your actual and measure value, zero trim is required in that case. Suppose your actual flow is 20 meter cube per hour, and it is measuring 15 meter cube per hour. So there is a difference between the actual and measured value. In that case, zero trim is required. Zero trim is nothing to match the actual value and the measured value. So you can see the figure. In this figure, the red line is the measured value. When there is zero flow, the red line appears. So it is clear that it is showing the wrong value, some value in zero condition, which is not desirable in your application. So now we have to zero trim. After zero trim, green line should be desirable. Green line is the ideal case in case of zero flow. Now I will explain the DA trim. DA trim means digital to analog trim, or 4 to 20 milliamps output trim. For maximum accuracy, the analog output should be calibrated, and if necessary, trimmed for our system loops. So it is very easy. I have already described in the screen. Just follow the screen procedure. Now we will discuss on the auto zero trim. So what is it? It is just like the zero trim. For this you have to take the magnetic flow meter in the process first. Remember it. It is the online zero trim. First of all, you have to fill your line with the magnetic flow meter, and you should close the isolation valves in the upstream and downstream. Now press auto zero trim, so it will automatically trim your zero. In this screen you can troubleshoot your mag flow meter. Here we have described some common type of problems which can appear. You can troubleshoot step by step. This is the flow chart. So I have covered all the important parameters, all the important facts about the magnetic flow meter. So now you are ready to install any type of magnetic flow meter. Remember, the parameter name can be changed, but the basics are always same. So thank you very much for watching my videos. Please like and subscribe and share within your friend circles to motivate myself to so that I can prepare the new videos in new NTU. So thank you very much.